Yeah, yes, this is Tactical United, and I'm Tactical Red, and this is the season review of Manchester United. Yes, I've recovered from that horrendous, disappointing, disastrous loss to, let me just adjust it slightly. Disastrous loss to um, Sevilla. I've already forgot it. It's mad. It was disastrous. It was disastrous, and like the thing is, right? The thing is with this game. Hold on, let me just shut off some background noise quickly. The fan is on and that. It's still hot out here, kind of. Anyway, like the thing is, yeah. With that game and with the whole season, first I'm gonna go back with that game just quickly. Best performance from Bruno Fernandes from a Man United shirt, and that's the level that I expect him to be at in most games for Manchester United. This gas about Fernandes. He actually only played well in this game and the first few games of the season. He has an assist and goals, yeah, he does it, but I'm talking about playing in the whole game. He played well in this particular game, and so many people have said it. So many people that have football IQ have said it. Because when I'm talking, I talk because I have football IQ. A lot of people don't have football IQ. A lot of people just go based on what people say what this is said and what even Ollie says. And Ollie's football IQ isn't that high. I'll be honest with you, it's not. He's a very good finisher, very good goal scorer for Manchester United. But his football intelligence isn't that great because the things he do, we clock it as Man United fans way before he does. So, and plus he's not a leader. So, we're going to get to that. But that Sevilla game, that was Wan-Bissaka. I said in my last match review, Williams played good. I think I was confused because looking at the game again, Williams did not play good. Williams has continued to let us down defensively. I think he shows heart and shows spirit and shows passion and shows, that, he just shows that he's Phil Neville. Let's be honest. Like, is he any better than Phil Neville? Is he? No, he's not. He's a Philip Neville. And that's what type of career he's going to have for Manchester United. He's going to have a Philip Neville career for Man United. So, yeah, like McTominay's going to have a Fletcher career. But I don't even know if McTominay is even better than Fletcher because Fletcher was technically better than McTominay. 100% he could keep. So, But, yeah, the season review. Like, we have to say, guys, I mean, like, when I look at what's happened with Manchester United this season, yeah, we have got to third in the league, and that's all good, and that's something to slightly celebrate, slightly say, yeah, okay, we've done well in that. But when I look at it overall, I think to myself, nah, it's for Manchester United. Am I satisfied with this season? No. Am I satisfied with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? No, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't the correct coach to take us forward. You have to say to yourself, hand on heart, like, don't get me wrong, I've been saying this about Solskjaer from the beginning, from March last season. Like from 2019 March, I've been screaming that Ollie is not the man to take us forward. And, when you look at the players we have and look at the money he spent, because people don't look at it, people choose to ignore it. People choose to ignore the facts. The facts are he spent 50 million on Wan-Bissaka, he spent 80 million on Maguire, he spent 50 million on Dan James. He spent 60 odd million on Bruno Fernandes. That's 200 million. Now he spent 200 million. Now everyone was screaming, we need to spend 200 million. We spent it. We got the same amount of points that we had last season. The same amount of points we had last season. That is not an improvement. Like, that is not an improvement. That is not. It's same. We are doing the same. We went on this run like we did last season, and that got us these points, just like what happened last season. But it's the same inconsistencies. Now, we can say the end of the season we look better. Yeah, because we got better players. Bruno, Pogba, Greenwood's come in, Martial, Matic has stepped up. Fred stepped up in the last game, played very well. But overall, the season, like, we haven't produced consistent football. We don't have consistent coaches. Our coaches are not good enough. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not good enough. The football that we're playing will not win us titles. Klopp and Guardiola will always become top two if we continue to play like this. We cannot consistently win like this because if you look at the game tactically, right? If you look at if the reason why like our players gassed out, I was saying this to someone. The reason why our players gas out is because basically when you have a formation, right, and you have a system, the players don't like need to overwork to cover this or cover that, because the whole system is created to maintain everything. Like when you press together. So you press and then you get the ball, and then you under attack. You don't have to just press one by one. When you keep the ball, you know where everyone's going to be. But we don't know where players are going to be. We don't know where Bruno's going to be. We don't know where Greenwood's going to be. We don't know where Rashford's going to be. We don't know. We don't have a style of play. We don't systematically control the game in the way that Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Man City, who else? I would say even Chelsea to an extent. Even the way Arteta's come in Arsenal, you can see they have a system. You can see a system in the way they're playing. Like you can see it. Like you can't see it with our players, and this is why like as fans we say, oh yeah, we haven't got a squad. We need more players. We need this. Like you fans got to really start thinking about this properly, because like we've thrown so much money at this thing, and it's like I'm not saying they shouldn't spend, because they should spend money, but as Glazers, they should think to themselves, we keep throwing money and nothing seems to change. The reason why nothing changes is because we don't have a sporting director. Now what happens when you have a sporting director is that he understands football and he understands the financial side. So if you get someone who understands football, who's not a coach, who's just there to make the high the high decision makings in the football and in the transfers, in the managing selections, and potentially coaching selections and transfers, has the contacts, then you know that he's going to only bring in a manager or a coach who is of a certain ilk. And with that certain ilk, you're going to have a certain style. Now, the reason why Oli doesn't want a football director, because he knows that he's a fraud. Now, I don't mean to be disrespectful to Oli, but he knows he's a fraud. Like, I know most of you Man United fans think that he's a good coach and he's got us to third, and you're riding on his ass. Yeah, you're riding on his ass. And I understand, but first of all, you have to look at it like properly. Chelsea didn't spend in last season. Leicester, but only reason they dropped so many points because of lockdown. Arsenal would be in turmoil. Tottenham has Mourinho, and we know about Mourinho. So, if Tottenham didn't have Mourinho, I believe they would have maybe challenged us. You never know. So it was such a catalogue of fuck ups to make us get to that third position, and the easy run that we had at the end. Because if you really look at it, if you actually look at it, and this is what I'm saying about Manchester United fans, like that don't see the whole picture. Look at it properly and think to yourself, okay, what have we won? What have we done in the lockdown against the teams of quality? Now, the teams of quality, Chelsea beat us 3-1. Sevilla beat us 2-1. So all the other teams we played aren't top. Okay, we beat Leicester. But the amount of injuries they had, it's like Leicester had like 3 or 4 injuries. It's like us not having Luke Shaw. The whole defense was gone, and no Maddison. Like we would probably lose. We would probably lose as well. So we haven't played any team of quality, but still, people think that Ollie's done it amazing. He's just been lucky with the system. He's been lucky with the system. That's it. With the fixtures, sorry. He's been lucky with the fixtures. Now moving on to his signings and everything. Like, we have to look at his signings and think, okay, what do we think of Wan-Bissaka? Now, what do I think of Wan-Bissaka? Is he a good signing? Yes. But is he what we need? No. Wan-Bissaka needs to realise and that tackles, but it's not his fault. He was bought for tackles. Like, we paid 50 million for slide tackles. Like, I don't think people understand that we paid 50 million for slide tackles, because there's nothing else that he does but slide tackles. We paid 50 million for that. This is the IQ of our coaching. This is the IQ of our recruitment. And I don't even know who these recruitments are, because Wan-Bissaka was just like, oh yeah, he's English, he's young, he's a right back, let's sign him. Let's be honest. That's the IQ. That's how Ollie's breaking it down. Like, no one's really thinking about these things. Well, a few people are. I've heard a few talks. I listened to a few YouTube guys, and a few guys are, but not a lot, because we're in this mode of like, oh, we need signings, we need signings, we need signings. But then we've made poor signings. Maguire, 80 million. Now, did I want Harry Maguire? I didn't mind. I wasn't like, I really want him. And I was saying he's not worth 80 million from the get-go. Check my videos. Check them. Check them. They're there. Check them. I never said I wanted Harry Maguire. I never wanted him. Sorry, just check something. I never wanted Harry Maguire. I never wanted Harry Maguire. 80 million, no. But the worst decision was making him captain. He is the worst captain I've ever seen for anyone. Like, he's soft as shit. You can see he's so soft and weak. But he's soft and weak like Ollie. Why do you think Ollie chooses him? You guys need to see why Ollie chooses him. He chooses him because he reminds him of himself. So he's going to pick someone who is like him. So that tells you everything about what you need to know about Ollie. That he's made someone like Maguire his captain. That is what you guys need to understand. But he's not good enough. People say Lindelof made a mistake, and I blame Wan-Bissaka for that goal. I swear to you, Wan-Bissaka can see it all. Why is he looking this way and that way? He can see that this guy is in front of Lindelof, behind Lindelof, and I'm in front of him. Wan-Bissaka needs to go round and cover. Positionally, I've seen Wan-Bissaka is not all that. Our best defender is Luke Shaw by a mile. By a mile. By a mile. I'm saying by a mile. I'm telling you, Luke Shaw is our best defender by a mile. Defensively, Luke Shaw is sound. He's sound. And we've missed him defensively. People think we've missed him attackingly, but I think we've missed him defensively because Brandon Williams does get exposed time and time again. You know, and then the signing of Dan James. I said from the beginning, he won't score more than 6 goals. He scored 5 goals. He scored 5 goals. I said from the beginning, it's a rubbish signing. I said from the beginning, he's the worst player we have. Chong is better than him. Chong is better than him. But Dan James is still there. We paid 50 million for that type of player. Like, because of Giggs' recommendation. Because of a Giggs recommendation. This is what I'm saying about Ollie. This is like we're trying to sign Sancho. And yeah, I really want Sancho. But it's only because it's obvious. It's only because there's no risk in it. It's only because he's not a leader. He is in charge of the transfer decisions. He said it. And people keep putting it on Woodward, but he said it when he had an interview with Gary Neville that he makes the decisions. He has the final say. Yeah, he doesn't decide about the money. Yeah, we know that. But he has the final say on the transfers. And he's bought all these players thinking that they're all great. But, you know, with Fernandes, to be honest, Man United put out there that he takes too much risks. They don't want to sign him. But then 6 months later, they're signing him. And we all knew as Man United fans, all us Man United fans knew that we should sign Fernandes. We all knew that. We all knew. But he didn't know until 6 months later. What does that say about his football IQ? Why are we as Man United fans continually backing this guy? And I don't blame Ollie for yesterday's loss, by the way. For the first time, I don't blame him. But you know what? That's what happens, innit? When you fuck up so much. That there's people saying Ollie out because of this loss. But I don't even think this loss was on him. I don't. But ultimately, it is. Because it's always the buck always stops at the manager. And coaching and the preparation and the decisions, the signings, the overplaying of Rashford. I mean, this overplaying of Rashford needs to stop. all he needs to see, because us fans, we like, not everybody has the same football IQ. I said this many times. Like, not everyone does. Everyone has a different IQ. Like, everyone has a different IQ, and everyone has a different emotional IQ. Everyone has a different, you know, um, mind IQ. So, everyone has a different football IQ. Everyone has a different creative IQ. Like, not everybody can see what some people with higher IQs can see, and that's fine. That is fine. But those who do have higher IQs, maybe you should, because the thing, people with the higher IQs continually seem to get things right when time shows that they continue to get things right. That's when you see the IQ. And I'm not being big-headed, but I've said from the beginning, Ollie's not good enough. Because you can see tactically, he's not good enough. I've said from the beginning, Rashford, I don't rate him. I said from the beginning, James is not good enough. I was critical of Matic, and I still don't, and you can see that Matic in that game, yeah, he has certain aspects, and I like the way he controls the game, and I like the way he's dominant, but he's not good enough because he's too slow. And he's inconsistent since we've given him the new contract. So for me, he's only playing good because he wanted a new contract, which tells me he's not good enough. Williams is never. I've said from the beginning when I saw Williams. I said from the beginning when I saw Williams, I don't know what he's good at. I said from the beginning, I don't know what Williams is good at. But continually, Man United fans attack me on Twitter, saying that I don't know what I'm talking about. And I've said from the beginning he's not good enough. Like, I'm saying from now, Rashford is not good. I'm saying from now, Rashford has been inconsistent for years. Like, the only reason he's done this well this season is because he's taken penalties and free kicks. And he scored, 10 or 9 or 10 free kicks and penalties. Other than that, he's a 10, 12 goal a season man. Like, do you know what I'm saying? I just think from now on we need to we need to. I'm gonna come back, but I just think from now on we need to think about how we're gonna move forward with Manchester United. I'm Tactical Red. I'm gonna be back for the second part because I haven't finished.